Back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful, crazy Thursday today, and we have an absolute mountain of drama to unpack from Genoa City. Grab your coffee, grab a snack, whatever you need, because we are diving deep into the absolute mess that is happening right now. So let's just jump right into it. The Abbott family is in total crisis mode right now. I mean, total crisis. Kyle Abbott is losing his mind. And honestly, can you blame him? Diane Jenkins Abbott has been missing, and Kyle is just spiraling. He is absolutely spiraling. He meets up with Tracy Abbott over at Society, and you can just see the desperation rolling off of him in waves. He sits down with Tracy, and he starts listing off all of Diane's enemies. And let's be real, that is a very, very long list. Diane has made a lot of enemies in Genoa City over the years, but Kyle is trying to narrow it down. He is trying to figure out who would actually have the guts to kidnap his mother. And of course, all roads keep leading back to the same crazy place. Patty Williams and Dr. Lawrence Markham. And Kyle, being Kyle, decides he needs to take a massive risk. He tells Tracy about this wild, reckless plan he has. He wants to sneak into Dr. Markham's compound. He wants to break in and see if Diane is being held hostage there. Tracy is obviously horrified because Tracy is the only normal person left in that family. She tries to talk some sense into him, but Kyle is just not hearing it. He is so impatient. He just doesn't think, he never thinks things through when he gets emotional. But here's the thing. Jack Abbott totally disagrees with Kyle's plan. Jack is telling him no, absolutely not. It is way too dangerous. Jack wants to play this smart. Well, smart for Jack, which isn't saying much these days. Jack has been trying to romance Patty Williams. He is trying to romance the woman who literally drugged him and kept him hostage on a yacht. What were they thinking with this storyline? It is so gross, but Jack thinks he can manipulate Patty. He thinks he can get information out of her by pretending to want a future with her. So Jack tells Kyle to stand down. Do not go to Markham's house. But Jack is taking a huge risk himself. He is playing with fire. Patty Williams is not stupid. Okay, maybe she is completely unhinged, but she has this weird sixth sense when it comes to Jack. She is always watching him, always analyzing him. And Patty starts getting suspicious. She senses that Jack and Kyle are up to something. She overhears something, or she pieces together some tiny clues, and her paranoia just spikes. So what does she do? She immediately calls Dr. Markham. She warns him. She tells him that Jack or Kyle might be planning to show up. And this is where everything just falls apart. A total disaster. Kyle and Jack finally decide to team up. Kyle refuses to let Jack do this alone, so they agree to join forces and risk Patty's wrath to make a bold move. They try to coordinate a plan to lure Markham out so they can get inside, but Kyle is just too impatient. He can't wait. He goes rogue. He sneaks up to Markham's compound all by himself. He thinks he is some kind of stealth ninja, dodging security and creeping around. But he makes a mistake, a tiny, stupid mistake. He accidentally triggers a small security alarm. Just a total mess. Because the second that alarm goes off, Kyle is trapped. He is completely exposed. And who steps out of the shadows? Patty Williams or Dr. Markham, and it turns into this massive, tense, armed standoff. Patty has a gun. She is pointing a weapon at Jack's son. I mean, can you imagine? Patty already hates Diane, and now she has Kyle right where she wants him. Kyle is stuck. He can't move. He can't save his mother. He just made everything a million times worse. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Kyle. He just wants his mom back. He mourned her for a decade when she faked her own death in the park back in 2011. So the thought of losing her again is tearing him apart. But still, he should have listened to Jack, because now the consequences are horrific. Because Kyle broke in, Patty and Markham realized the compound is compromised. So they immediately move Diane. They pack her up and transfer her to an even more remote, secret, heavily guarded location. Diane is gone again, and now it is going to be 10 times harder to find her. Jack finds out about this, and he is furious. He is absolutely livid with Kyle. His son's recklessness just ruined their best shot at saving Diane. Jack is facing the terrifying reality that his wife is in grave danger, and it is all because Kyle couldn't wait. I actually feel really bad for Jack here. Wait, no, I don't. Jack got himself into this mess by trusting Victor Newman in the first place. But you get what I mean. The Abbott family is in shambles right now. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Patty is holding all the cards, and she is loving every single second of it. She is probably laughing her head off right now. So let's shift gears for a second, because there is a lot of other stuff happening in Genoa City. Let's talk about Nate Hastings. Nate has been stuck in the corporate world for a while now. Ever since Devin punched him and shattered his hand, Nate hasn't been able to perform surgery. His medical career was basically over. But lately, he has been feeling this pull, this nostalgia. He misses helping people. He misses saving lives. Sitting in a boardroom, looking at spreadsheets, just isn't doing it for him anymore. And then Dr. Stephanie Simmons shows up. Stephanie is back in town, and she is a doctor herself. During a hearing or a meeting, Stephanie pitches this fascinating, compelling medical project to Nate. She wants him involved. She thinks his brilliant medical mind is going to waste behind a desk at Chancellor Winters. She is actively encouraging him to return to the medical field. And it is so interesting to watch Nate's reaction. You can see the spark in his eyes. You can see that he wants to say yes. Audra Charles has also been pushing him, noticing that his voice completely changes when he talks about medicine. Will Nate cave? Will he go back to being a doctor? I honestly hope so. The show needs a good doctor right now, especially with everything happening with the Newman family. Nate used to be the Newman family's most trusted physician, and the timing of Stephanie's pitch is just too perfect, because the Newmans are dealing with a massive medical crisis right now. Which brings me to Victor and Nikki Newman. Oh my gosh, you guys. The emotional roller coaster these two are on right now is just insane. A few episodes ago, Nikki got this devastating terminal diagnosis. A severe tumor on her optic nerve. The doctors basically told her she was going to go blind and that she didn't have much time left. It was a death sentence. Nikki was preparing to die. She even secretly contacted Christine Blair to draft a new will without Victor knowing. She was making her peace, but Victor Newman does not accept defeat. He never has. Victor refuses to accept that his wife is dying. So he uses his billions. He uses all of his insane resources, and he flies Nikki to see a world-class medical specialist at a top-tier hospital. Victor's just hovering over her, demanding answers, threatening doctors, doing the classic Victor Newman routine. He is terrified of losing her. And then they get the news. The specialist comes in after running a bunch of tests, and he drops a total bombshell. The initial diagnosis was wrong, or at least it was wildly exaggerated. The tumor on Nikki's optic nerve, it is benign. It is a benign tumor. It is not terminal. And even better, it can be treated without some crazy, high-risk, complex surgery. Victor is he is stunned. He is so relieved. He grabs Nikki and holds her so tight. He promises her that he is going to get her the absolute best care in the world and that she is not going to die. It is actually a really beautiful, heartbreaking moment. Victor loves her so much. The fans on social media were crying their eyes out over this scene. It is classic Victor and Nikki. They always survive. But, and there is a huge, massive but here. Nikki is relieved, yes. But she is also secretly terrified. Why? Because when she thought she was dying, she made a confession. She pulled Victoria aside and she confessed a massive, dark secret. She told Victoria that Victor is not her biological father. She dropped this nuclear bomb on her daughter because she